Well, we really watched that all-day cloud cover kind of move through in pockets, and I've been talking to a lot of the team here around the station about what kind of conditions to expect over the next 24 hours. Are we going to be dealing with a lot of this rain during our commute? And the answer is going to be yes. It's going to be sticking around all day with us, all day Tuesday. Right now, we're looking at those temperatures before the storm gets here. Everybody really cooling off. We're at 92 here in San Angelo. Ozona at 86. I know you got hit today pretty hard by some of those thunderstorms pushing through, and it's not done. They're on their way. We're getting a good look at those temperatures across the board right now. Ozona cooling way off down to 86, 92 in San Angelo, 94 in Sterling City. Everybody else hanging out in those lower 90s, going to continue to make their way down into those temperatures. Could drop even cooler into tomorrow, watching a lot of those thunderstorms push through. Getting a good idea of the relative humidity and dew points that are going to kind of indicate, not really that we're going to have thunderstorm activity or where it's going to be. This storm is going to be pretty quick and pretty intense. We're seeing those dew points really start to get around the 60-degree mark. Going to be pretty warm junction, really sitting at the 60-degree for that dew point. And the relative humidity really skyrocketing a lot in the last 4 hours when we're talking about around the 6, about how much relative humidity we need to see. It's actually doubled in not a short amount of time. We're watching this heat dome and this high pressure suck up hurricane or tropical storm Hillary, and we're really going to watch as this low pressure system off the west coast right there in Seattle, it's going to become a cutoff low. Pattern is going to become more normal than typical for this time of the year. Watching that trough really deepen off the east coast as that high pressure continues to build back in over the Four Corners and parts of West Texas as soon as this storm is done passing over us. Right now we're getting a good look at the severe weather outlook into tonight. Really just a couple spots making their way around there in areas like Arizona and along the Gulf Coast where we're expecting to see significant amounts of rainfall, seeing things like tornadoes, flash floods being issued around the area, and those warnings expiring right now. We're just looking at a little bit of nighttime thunderstorm activity, but our attention quickly goes down to the Gulf Coast because this storm is headed right towards us. Just when we think it's about to dissipate, you can see it winding up again right here, just getting ready to take aim right at West Texas. A couple of models are going to show it going more towards the south, staying along that border area. One model has it coming up into Louisiana, but I think tonight we're going to continue to watch it steadily make its course in towards land, and then we're going to understand its trajectory as soon as we get a good idea of those winds behind it. But right now, we're just watching it slowly make its approach towards the Concho Valley, kind of seeing that pocket of clouds develop off to the west. Again, Ozona seeing those thunderstorms activity, but again, we're seeing these clouds and lines really push in, watching those winds turn out of the east. We're expected to see up to 20 to 30 miles per hour behind this storm. Right now, we're getting a good look at the high res radar. Get a good look at this. We're going to continue to see it throughout the next couple of days as those storms are going to push through. Tomorrow, you could see me a little bit more as you get a good idea. We're going to see those storms really push through early, and then by about Tuesday, right when everybody needs to make that commute into work here, we're going to watch this storm really push through. And then just as quickly as it came, it's going to dry out, on and off cloud cover, maybe a few pockets of rain there on Wednesday. And then by Thursday, you'll have no idea that there was even a storm that even passed through. But remember, those flood-prone areas that you know collect standing water, make sure you're being safe out there tomorrow. It's going to be pretty intense as far as winds and rain. Quite the opposite of things that we have seen right before we get back into those temperatures where we could be pushing back into those records. But tonight, we're going to be dropping down into those upper 70s. It's only a couple more degrees to go. And then earlier in the morning, the winds are going to pick up out of the east, 20 to 30 miles per hour again. And we're going to see significant amounts of thunderstorm activity throughout the day. That means even into the evening where we could see nighttime cooling potentially enhance some of these thunderstorms as we continue to make our way through this quick wave of storms. And then that's going to be the case as we start to wrap up this week. By the time we get towards the weekend, we're going to see those temperatures warm back up, those lows really staying in that average range. And then we're going to make our way to that 5th week in August where we're really watching those temperatures cool down. We could be finding our way, making our transition into fall finally. But we'll stay tuned. We'll have more after the break. You're watching KSAN News at 10.